Breaking news, the Minnesota Vikings have signed offensive guard Dalton Risner, and I just got to clap it up because I needed this juice today after the Vikings obviously started the season 0-2. This is exactly what I needed, and this is exactly what this football team needed, and I'm going to be breaking it down and more on today's edition of Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in. The Vikings have officially signed offensive guard Dalton Risner, and this is why you hit this subscribe button here on Vikings Now, because when breaking news happens, we make a video breaking it down ASAP. Me and my man Tex, who is on the ones and twos behind the scenes right now, we dropped everything we were doing, and we got a video for you guys stat. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Lock us in for all Vikings content all year round. But it was Ian Rappaport who broke this news, and when I got this notification on my phone, you guys should have seen the smile that was on my face when he said the Vikings are signing free agent Dalton Risner, the former Broncos starter and one of the top free agents available, lends valuable experience to Minnesota's line. And he's right. This Vikings offensive line struggled immensely during the Eagles game and the Buccaneers game, and we get an immediate upgrade in the NFL veteran Dalton Risner. But another reason why I like this deal so much, it's not even that big of a deal. A 1-year, $4 million contract for Dalton Risner with $2.25 guaranteed. The only question I have about this whole situation, why didn't this happen 2 weeks ago? Because we've seen Dalton Risner would get on Twitter. He would like countless tweets of him going to Minnesota. Vikings fans hopped on Twitter saying, hey, Dalton Risner, we need you. Come to Minnesota. I think you'd be a great fit, a great culture fit. And he was liking all of those tweets, making it very clear he wanted to end up in Minnesota, and he did. And I think he's going to be the starting right guard for this offensive line. And I'll tell you what, this five-man unit up front, it looks pretty damn good. You know you got the tackles in the Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill, the best tackle combo, or one of the best. I shouldn't say the best. One of the best tackle combos in the NFL. Ezra Cleveland, he was up and down all of last year. He has been tremendous to start this season. Garrett Bradbury has been dealing with that back injury, but he's still a first-round pick, still has a ton of talent. And then Dalton Risner slides in there at that right guard spot. And if you guys see his profile pic on screen right now, he kind of looks like a Viking. Like, he looks like a Minnesota Viking, and he's pushing Ed Ingram to the bench. And I will say, bye-bye, Ed Ingram. Listen, nothing personal against the guy. I'm sure he's a really good dude. But that second-round pick out of LSU, I think we can say this is the end of the Ed Ingram era in Minnesota. I don't think he's going to be getting any more snaps for this team anytime soon. I'm assuming Dalton Risner is going to slide in the right guard. Nothing confirmed yet, but I'm 99.9% sure that he's going to be sliding in there. Ed Ingram's going to be moving to that bench, and he's going to have time to finally develop because, hey, listen, Ed Ingram, he was a second-round pick, but he had to step in and start right away last season. It's going to be nice for him to kind of take a deep breath and then eventually, learn from a veteran in a guy like Dalton Risner. Now, kicking it back to last season, I think we should add some context to this and who Dalton Risner is as a player. PFF graded him out as the 42nd overall guard in the league last season out of 77. Overall PFF grade was 61.1. Nothing to write home about, but he only had one penalty, and he's an extremely intelligent offensive lineman and gave up 3 sacks. I love the move of this Dalton Risner signing. This was much needed. And if you had to pick one specific position on this whole Vikings roster that needed an upgrade, it was that right guard spot with Ed Ingram. And you going from Ed Ingram all the way to Dalton Risner, this team right now, I'm telling you, just got so much better. And I'm fired up. Shout out to Kwesi. I have been giving you a lot of heat here on the channel as of recently. This was a big-time move. Claps up for Kwesi. But I want to get you guys involved on today's video. Grade the signing of Dalton Risner. Back to school. Bring out those red pens. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. Give me your thoughts on the Vikings signing Dalton Risner. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So YouTube, they're going to throw an ad break your way. Let me know your thoughts. Grade the signing of Dalton Risner. A+++++, all the pluses in the world. I got to give it up. I got to clap it up for Kwesi because, like I was saying, he was under a lot of scrutiny as of recently. We were starting to talk about the past 2 draft class as not many of those guys have been performing. But I think this is a tremendous deal, not just because you're bringing in Dalton Risner, but on a 1-year, $4 million deal with only $2.25 guaranteed. Fantastic. A great, great move because you got an immediate upgrade at that right guard spot. And for the first time in a while, I think the Vikings have a solid offensive line. Like, really, when they are all five fully healthy, because think about it last week against the Philadelphia Eagles, the line we ran out, it was David Questenberry or Uliuta at that left tackle spot, Ezra Cleveland, then it was Schlotman starting at center, it was Ed Ingram at right guard, and Brian O'Neill. Now you get two big upgrades at left tackle, center, and right guard, completing this offensive line, and when healthy, this offensive line is solid. I really do think that this offensive line group could be one of the better ones in the NFC North. I mean, God, for so many years were we just complaining as Vikings fans, like, do something about that interior unit. And they finally did, and just claps up to Kwesi. I thought it was a great move, bringing in Dalton Risner, and it finally happened. I've been waiting to do this video for a couple weeks now, and I'm just happy that I finally get to do it. Dalton Risner, you are a Minnesota Viking, and this team is going all in. I think this is a move where the Vikings looked around the NFC, and they said, yes, you do have the top dogs in Philly, San Francisco, Dallas, but we still believe we are the best team in this division, and I think the Vikings are sending a message to the rest of the teams in the NFC North that this is still our division, and we are going to win it again this year. And if we look back at what the NFC North did this past week, I think this actually played an impact on the Dalton Risner signing. I think they would have got it done either way, but I think maybe this added a little more sense of urgency to Kwesi to get this done, because look at right here. Bears, they were 0-1 heading into this week. They lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Packers, they were in Atlanta. They lost to the Falcons. The Lions, at home against the Seahawks. They lost as well. This division is wide open, and I cannot wait. To play all three of these teams and absolutely kick their butts this season, because I fully do believe it. The Vikings can win this division, and they will win this division. This is one of those moves. They always happen during the NFL season where it pushes teams over the needle. It gets them past that edge, and this is the move. I understand the Vikings are 0-2, but we have had terrible turnover issues. If we clean up the turnovers from the first two games, I fully believe we are 2-0 with a road victory in Philadelphia. We got all types of talent on the outside. Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson. I mean, Jordan Addison looks like a surefire hit in the first round. Now you add some great interior offensive line help. It's going to come down to this run game, and it's going to come down to this defense. Can the Vikings establish a consistent enough run game to get them over the top? I think with a move like signing Dalton Risner will certainly help that. I'm just fired up. Now I can't wait for Sunday against the LA Chargers and see this team go the 1-2. You just can't lose to the Chargers, man. This is a playoff game Sunday. Got to ask you guys, though. Do you still believe in this Minnesota Vikings team? Give me a Y for yes, or give me an N for no down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts on this team down below. I got to admit, I'm all in. I am all in right now. I understand. 0-2, backs against the wall, must-win game, playoff game this Sunday against the LA Chargers. It doesn't matter to me. I'm all in on this team. I think this was a move where Kwesi was kind of, putting it out on the table a little bit and saying, like, everybody relax. This season will be just fine. Let's clean up the turnovers. Let's get an immediate upgrade on that interior of that offensive line, and let's ride the back of Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson and Danielle Hunter, three players who are having all pro types of seasons so far in the short NFL year. Let's go do it. I'm all in on this team, and I sure hope you guys are too. That's why you guys got to make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we are going to go live an hour before kickoff this Sunday. Hopefully we see Dalton Risner suiting up in that purple and gold. U.S. Bank Stadium, noon Sunday. Justin Herbert and the boys are coming into town in a must-win playoff type of game for the Minnesota Vikings. Subscribe, stay in the loop. I'm fired up. I'm sure you guys are too. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.